we are here at the end of December 2022. So as always, I'm going to be giving you my top 5 favorite fragrances for the month. Okay, I can't believe we're already at the end of it. I just started doing this, I think the beginning of this year. So that's been awesome. But as always, the discount links, the discount codes for all of these fragrances in the description box below, in the comment section below, and it's for global shipping. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can get your hands on these bottles, on samples of them, if you so please. Starting off at number 5 is Black Saffron by Byredo. Now, this was my go-to fragrance every time I had to go out and it was cloudy this month. And there weren't too many days like that, but there were a good amount, like good enough amount where I was really able to enjoy this fragrance and kind of just feel those mysterious vibes wafting off this scent, you know? So it smells like leather. There's also saffron and raspberry, and the raspberry is my favorite part of this fragrance because to me, it really ties it together and it makes it pretty lively. It adds a flirtatious sort of vibe because typically with leather fragrances, you know, they add a sort of just dominant, rough, polarizing smell that make people either horned up, honestly, or for the most part, it makes people think of airplane seats. Usually like 60 to 70%, it goes more the airplane seat direction. And with leather, it's more appealing typically to the masculine nose, right? But this scent, because of that raspberry, because it livens it up, and because of that saffron that adds that upscale, really elevated sort of scent, it just makes this fragrance really, really beautiful. And black saffron is just something that I really was happy that I was able to enjoy more often than not this month. And I will say it's an intimate fragrance. This is not something that pushes. This isn't something that needs to be loud. If you want to overspray it, you absolutely can. But I enjoy wearing the scent and giving somebody a hug and them just kind of hugging me a bit tighter and being like, wow, that's like, what do you have there? That's a nice smell. You know, it's something that's noticeable, but doesn't have to try to be, you know? So Black Saffron by Byredo, solid fragrance. Number 4 is Salt and Pepper by Precious Liquid. Now this is a banger, all right? There were more days where it was warmer in December than colder, unfortunately, but Salt and Pepper is just my go-to peppery fragrance. There is some salt, not really as noticeable as the pepper, and then there's that ambroxan that kind of helped push it a little bit more. Now this, like I've said in so many videos, is just the fragrance for people that want to be sexy to women. If you want to have the fragrance that is going to have women going wild, then you get Salt and Pepper and it's case closed, all right? Now, I do have a discount code with this fragrance, not just this fragrance, but with the Precious Liquid limited collection right now. I was talking to the owner of this brand and he reached out and he's like, so many of your followers, people that are coming from your videos, are buying my bottles. So I would like to give your followers only this exclusive discount of $40 off the limited collection. So to me, that was an automatic yes. I'm not going to be like, no way. You know what I mean? Like $40 off. It is the cheapest that you can get any of these fragrances. You will not find that sort of deal anywhere else that is only applied to my followers. And I just thought that was really, really sweet for a brand to notice and to kind of give back. So definitely take advantage of it. If you're somebody that wants to buy Oud Symphony or Tobacco Royale or Tobacco Royale. I was getting confused with another tobacco fragrance. But Salt and Pepper, all of those, now is the time to do so. The other code that I had was only like $20 off, so literally double that. It only only applies until the end of the year. So how many days we have left? It's the 21st. We got like 10 days left. So if you want to take advantage of that, go for it. Treat yourself. Start the new year with a super sexy fragrance. Number 3, Tuxedo by YSL. And I recently started talking about this one again because I stopped for a bit since people were getting really irritated and annoyed. But I realized, you know what? Sometimes the loudest people are the ones that give negative opinions, you know, and constantly trying to do that. But a majority of my followers really like when I'm consistent and talk about things that I'm, you know, me being honest and what I like, even if it's repetitive. And there were some followers that were like, no, just keep gatekeeping it. We already know you love it. So just keep it on the low. So like not as many people go out and try to buy it because this shit has been selling out. So maybe I will take that piece of advice. So if you watch this video, you're lucky. If you're wondering if I like Tuxedo 3 years from now, the answer is yes. I love this shit. It's a boozy bourbon vanilla fragrance that I remember smelling, I think, October of last year. And the first smell that I had from the sample, if I remember correctly, I thought it was good. I thought it was okay. But the second time I wore it, I was like, oh, damn, this shit is fire. And then I remember I passed by like my sister and I was wearing it. And she's like, you need to tell me what that is. Because that is a sexy ass smell. And then I told her it was Tuxedo. And then my girlfriend smelled it. And then I was wearing it around just like a bunch of other people. And they were going buck wild over this scent. And even me, myself, when I smell it just smells like the epitome of just classy and sexy. I love Tuxedo. Number 2, Molecule 1 by Eccentric Molecules. Now, this has had an interesting run in my top 5s for the months this whole year. Because when I first got it, it was in the top 5 pretty consistent. And I think it kind of fell off a little bit, maybe for a couple months. But this month, it shot back up to number 2. But honestly, it's because I've been using it as a layering fragrance. I've been using it to help my other scents project one fragrance in particular, and you'll probably know exactly what it is. But Molecule 1 is an ISO-E super fragrance that enhances your skin chemistry. So this is the scent that will make everybody smell different. I wouldn't care if the whole entire world bought this fragrance and wore it as their signature scent, because everyone would still smell like their own signature scent. It's not like if everybody decided to wear Chanel number 5, right? And you would notice, okay, she's wearing Chanel number 5, he's wearing Chanel number 5. It's not like that. It just doesn't even smell like you're wearing a fragrance in the first place. But really gorgeous, and I love wearing this in the summer months as a standalone, and I can't wait for that time again to wear it when it's warmer, because to me, I like wearing this by itself when it's warmer outside. So during the spring, during the summertime especially. But this December, Molecule 1 was putting in like back end work. I really love this scent. And number 1, guess it right now in the comment section. Guess Elysium by Roja Parfums. This is my shit right here. This is fruity, fresh, sexy, easygoing, relaxing. Until this day, I will say it with my chest, my favorite fragrance from Roja Parfums. Now, if I were to tell a niche connoisseur that, or a Roja fan, they would probably write me off as basic and, oh, just tell me that you don't have a developed nose without telling me you have a developed nose. But listen, there's nothing wrong with enjoying the simple things in life. You don't have to smell cow shit and be like, wow, that's really good and I have a very interesting nose, to try to make yourself seem so different, you know? So for me, I love Elysium. Even like compliments aside, people please, like this being a people pleaser aside, when I am in my car running errands and it's just me and I smell this, it elevates my mood. It's really, really sexy, and it's just a very attractive scent. Even when I smell it on myself, I'm like, damn, I smell fantastic. I smell amazing, you know? And I wore this a lot this December because even though there were some, I don't want to say warm days, but even though there were days when the sun was out, but it was still cold, the wind was cold, I would rock Elysium because the sun was out. And I was like, you know what? If the sun's out, that means if I'm out in the sun, I don't want to wear a sweet fragrance because it can get a bit too overly sweet for me, which is the reason why, surprisingly enough, Carlisle isn't in this top 5. I thought that Carlisle was going to be my number 1 November, December, January, and February. Who knows? In January, it might be a different story. But it's nowhere to be found on this list just because it was cold but still sunny outside and I just didn't want to rock it, you know? With Tuxedo, I wore this more in the nighttime. But then with Elysium, this was just my go-to daytime sort of fragrance. And if you saw the video that I made when I was at that party, then you know this thing was just putting in work. This thing was receiving compliments left and right. When I say this is a life of the party fragrance, I mean it. You can't wear this fragrance if you don't want to have people sort of like magnetized to you in a way. You know, this is a scent that is very magnetic. It is very charming. It is something that is an approachable, nice fragrance for everybody. Women, men, it doesn't matter. I had all sorts of people coming up to me, smelling me, complimenting me that night. There was some atrocious shit that happened, and people were still all up in my business because they couldn't get enough of this smell. If you think that's an exaggeration, you can think what you want, but that night was wild, all right? So for me, Elysium, a clear winner. This is a fruity fragrance that smells like juniper berry, and then there's also some grapefruit. I say it smells like juniper berry and grapefruit. Like, those are the notes listed, but if you want to know what it smells like on my skin, it smells like a lemon pineapple cocktail. Just imagine drinking that alcoholic beverage at an all-inclusive resort in Cancun, and boom, you have Elysium. Lovely, lovely fragrance. And there it is, y'all. That is my top 5 for the month. So again, the discount codes, the discount links for all of these in the description box below, in the comment section. Take advantage of things while you can before the year ends. Treat yourself before Christmas, before New Year's, and let me know in the comment section below what your top 5 are, all right? I hope you have a great night. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye.